gosh, we've known each other a long time, and here we are. Like, I don't know. Do you feel like a grown-up yet?
I have my moments. I have my moments when all my clothes are folded and put away that I'm like, yeah, I'm crushing this adult thing.
I mean, I actually have a picture of you from one of our Halloween parties. And we had known each other for a while at this point.
You know who the guy next to me is?
Do tell.
That's my husband. And your Halloween party was our second date.
I mean, how crazy is that? And you looked so cute. You looked like a hot androgynous like femme dude from like a Fellini film.
That is probably the best compliment I'm going to get all day, maybe all week, because that is my dream and that's what I kind of always aspired to. But my costume that year was Los Angeles. And I imagined that I was a starlet who had kind of fallen on hard times and been run over. And my hairdo in that was a wig that reminded me of a 17 magazine shoot that you did when I was a teenager that I spent all summer trying to replicate, but it was impossible because you have angel hair and mine is lovely, but it is brown and straight.
I had a crush on you that night, and I'm always crushing on you. I mean, you are just so stunning. And I have been such a huge fan of yours for so long. And now it's me and my daughters who like just freak out. I mean, there's Ella Enchanted that they literally binged like since the moment they came out into this world. I mean, I've seen Ella Enchanted maybe 500 times. I know it line for line. Oh, yeah. And I love it so much. And then my daughters and I binge and love Bride Wars. It's one of our favorite films. And actually, June Diane and Casey Wilson came on the show, and we talked all about it.
Oh, they're the best. They're so funny. I remember when I read that script, it was just such a quick yes, because it just made me laugh. And I thought they were saying something. I mean, the original script was a very deep R-rated film where we wound up with a place that was a little more feel good, but they're the best. And Drew, I have to say, like I was actually kind of in my head before this interview started, because I'm sitting here going, how do I be normal with like one of my all-time girl crushes? So the fact that I'm a girl crush of yours, it just means that we should have been dating this whole time.
I think we need to get this husband out of the picture.
Well, I'm really big. He's great, truly. I think that we can figure something out.
All right, he can stay. Maybe
we'll have the details later. The important thing is that clearly
I'm coming to the party.
Exactly.
I feel really good about this. And then all of our kids can play together. Listen, this is potting at its ultimate best.
We are sprouting seeds of possibility right now.
Do you know, like, when you read a script and you're just like, I can't stop thinking about it. I can't stop dreaming about it. Does that happen with you?
Yeah. I think for me, it's if I'm reading along with it out loud by the time I finished it, that's a really good sign. And I don't have the capacity to really describe it. I'm not trying to be overly serious about the process. I just don't know how to describe it, but there is something electric to it. Yeah. It's like something inside my bones just starts firing. And then once I'm in, I'm really, really in. I like to dive deep, and part of me is always thinking about it.
You are in all these films that we love so much, that we love to cozy into, but then you're in like indies, like Rachel getting married. Mm-hmm. And then you're in Les Mis winning an Oscar. But it's still Ella Enchanted, Devil Wears Prada, Bride Wars. You've managed to transcend, like, not being pigeonholed in any way. You can do modern love and sing and dance. You can be in The Witches with this extraordinary accent. And I feel like you've done such an amazing job at creating a ride that anyone will get on and believe the genre, tone, and story that you are telling without saying, I know what this is going to be. And that's not easy to do.
Thank you. I could be silent and just absorb that for a lot longer, but that wouldn't be very fun for your audience. So I'm just going to say Thank you so much. I can't tell you what that means to me. I'll probably email you about it later. But I honestly thank you. You're giving me way too much credit. I think when you look at all of those films, you have to look at the directors who just kind of, because you know how it is. We do our best. We give the raw material to them, but then it takes on a whole nother life. And the director is the one that guides it and edits it, and then kind of guides the music that goes on top of it. And so when I think of those performances, I think that's the reason why I maybe if I've to this point managed to avoid being pigeonholed, it has to be because I've just had such incredible directors protecting me and making sure that it felt different.
I think that's an excellent point. I love directors, and they do really mold and they set the tone. Like
you're a wonderful director.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Director. Is that something that you love? Are we going to see more of that? I'm sorry, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but
no.
I hope so.
No, I had my kids, and the directing job, and I'm so psycho about everything I do that I had to stop for a while. I wanted to just raise my kids for a while. And then I went back to work in this show called Santa Clarita Diet, and it was like such a blessing because it,
Coming on the show.
What?
I mean, you're just like candy. I can just watch you forever. When I'm just scrolling through channels and I come on and I see your face, I'm just so happy. It gives me the best feeling. And I always stop because I got to see what you're up to in the scene. It doesn't matter how many times I've seen it. And so anyway, I didn't mean to cut you off, but you're great in Santa Clarita Diet.
Oh my God. Thank you so much. First of all, I'm amazed and thrilled that you know what it is. I
watch television. Yes, I know. I'm amazed by myself too.
But it reminded me that I had a skill set because I had totally lost it. Like I had become so kid oriented that I kind of forgot who I was. And it was nice to be reminded that because also if you psycho stare your kid in the face, they're going to end up in therapy. So it was like,
I feel like I'm going through something similar like that right now. And it's a funny thing. And I hope we get there as a culture because I feel like we talk about these things as though they're specific line breaks, as opposed to another thing, which is like this accumulation of life experience and wisdom and everything builds on each other. And there's like a layering involved to it. And I just think that, I don't know. I just hope we get to that point where, because I think that, I don't know why exactly. Maybe it's because there's this history, of looking at ourselves in these specific ways. Yep. And we're just getting to a point where we're more relaxed and accepting that we're all sorts of different things. And whether or not you have kids is that's not actually relevant to this conversation, but that way of seeing each other as whole beings who do many, many different things.
I'm really glad to hear you say that.